Hey guys, today it's all about a top 10 fish for beginners list. Now, let's start off by saying that this is not a ranking. We're going through 10 different basic fish that we feel are great for beginners because they have attributes to make them easy to keep, to benefit your tank, and they're just a great way to get introduced into keeping aquarium fish. Now, we don't rank them because it's really pretty unfair or less relevant to compare smaller fish that are very shy and timid that you would typically keep in a small tank versus fish that are a little bit larger that go in another type of environment altogether. So it's not all that relevant. That's why we're not really ranking the fish. We're just going to go through the top 10 in our opinion that are good for beginners. Now, the number one fish, of course, is one of the founding fish of the tropical fish hobby, the guppy. This is a great fish for beginners. It's a live bearer. It reproduces every 30 days approximately, gives you live babies to grow and watch and perhaps expand the hobby with. They're great with live plants, and you can keep them in tanks as small as 5 to 10 gallons. Now, the next group of fish or variety of fish are sportails and platies. Now, we've lumped them together because they are live bearers too. They're very similar in character. You can get them in a variety of different colors, just in fact like you can guppies. They come in some interesting shapes, different fin types. You've got high fins, lyre tails, same for both platies and swordtails. Now, these fish are great for keeping your plant leaves clean. If you keep them in a little bit bigger of a tank, as swordtails get a little bit larger, 20, 30, 35 gallon aquarium type range, they'll pick on live plant leaves all day long and actually prevent the growth of algae and so forth by keeping them clean. So they're a great fish to consider, and a lot of color and fin varieties to choose from as well. Now, the betta is another fish that obviously everybody knows about. No list is complete without bettas. They're great for everybody. You can keep them in smaller containers of 1 to 2 gallons without any issue at all. Just make sure to change their water on a regular basis and keep them at the right temperature. Their fin colors, fin types are just amazing these days is what's available. They breathe atmospheric air. The males have absolutely gorgeous fins. They display often. They're really a great option for everybody to consider keeping. Even if you're a seasoned pro, it's always nice to have a small display with a male betta in there. Now, danios are another fish that are a very interesting group of fish. There's a variety of different species. In fact, with danios, you've got some very small species all the way to some pretty big ones that are 3, 4, or 5 inches long. Those are fast-moving fish. They're very robust. They're easy to breed. Again, you have a size range, so you have to size your aquarium accordingly, but they're really tough and they're active. They're out and about. They're not shy at all. They're a great choice for all beginners. The zebra danio is another standard in the aquarium hobby. The neon tetra. Now, this is another great fish. Belongs in a school. It's small. It's got stunning colors that rival any marine fish, in fact. They're totally peaceful. They're great for a planted tank. And again, 5 gallon tank is not too small to house a school of 6 to 10 neon tetras in. Cory catfish. This is a large group of fish. Actually, there's quite a few different species of cories. They're totally peaceful. They rummage them out the bottom of your tank. They'll help the filter pick up debris as it releases when they're rummaging around the bottom. One thing you got to remember about cories is that they really like to be kept in minimum size groups of at least 3 or 4 fish, and make sure to use a fine, smooth substrate. They don't like coarse gravel. They don't like sharp substrate. It's important they've got barbells to look after them and make sure they feed properly and stay healthy. Smaller diameter, smooth type substrates are the best. Sand is generally fine for them. Now, rasboras are another interesting group of fish. There are a lot of very hardy species. The typical harlequin rasbora is a very hardy fish. It schools like the neon tetra. You can go on the same type of tank range as well, tank size range as well. They come in different, there are various species that are easy to keep, and they're really an attractive fish, easy to feed, fairly resistant. Another great choice when it comes to keeping fish. Now, if you want to get into fish that are a little bit bigger, we have in the tetra group, for example, black tetras. Super hardy fish, can tolerate temperatures easily to 74, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. They like to school, but they're tough. They need to be kept with slightly faster moving fish that are a little larger, like danios that we were mentioning. Maybe some of the larger species would do well with black tetras. really hardy fish. For beginners, that's always important. These are really, really resistant fish. There's the classic blue Grammy. The Grammys, again, are another large group of fish within the Anabantoid family. The blue Grammy belongs in tanks really minimum size of 20 to 25 gallons. They get to be a good 3 or 4 inches long. They can be a little bit aggressive sometimes with each other, so having maybe 1 or 2 in your tank maximum, but they're really hardy, very interesting fish. They move about freely, again, not a shy fish, and they're really easy to look after. So that's a great anabantoid to get your feet wet with, and they're easy to keep, as I said. And now, last but not least, the angelfish. The angelfish is a classic fish in the aquarium hobby. It's a very regal fish, but it is not a fish that belongs in a smaller tank. You really do need to keep angelfish in a minimum aquarium size of about 30 gallons. A little bit better to use a tank that's at least 16 inches high or so, or a little bit more. They're a great fish. They're hardy. They're very easy to keep. They're a cichlid. They will prey on very small fish, so you got to be careful about that. But they are a good community fish in general, and their shape and variety of colors make them a really good and interesting pick for a community aquarium, and they're tough enough to be a good fish for somebody to start off with. So there you go. Thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate that. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel below. If you've got any questions or need any more information, please hit us up at fluvalaquatics.com.